Hi, welcome to Lost in Translation, the Brig. The last episode that was on last Wednesday. This is coming a little late than I like. I actually wrote down lots of thoughts. I've had 2 pages of thoughts because there's a lot going on in my head, and there's also some Lost news. Interesting. Okay, first off, I'm going to talk about Kat, Jake, Juliet, and Naomi and all those people. Basically the people on the beach. I didn't like Kate that last episode. I don't know if I ever really liked Kate. If I never really liked Kate and I just kind of thought she existed, I really can't stand Kate now. I think she treated Sawyer like crap. In fact, during that part where he wanted to follow her to her tent, sleep there with her and cuddle with her and be all romantic, I said, oh, poor Spike. Meaning, by accident saying that anyway, meaning that I kind of equated the relationship Buffy had with Spike during season 6 and part of 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where she treated him like complete crap and really just used him. Felt really bad. Kate's jealousy of Jack's relationship with Juliet is not deserved, and it's getting very annoying. She's acting like a high school girl, running around and yelling at Jack, you know, people don't trust you, and that brings up another point in a minute, but it's like a little weird. I mean, she's actually showing everyone that she's not jealous of, she's not weary of Juliet, she just doesn't like that Juliet's so close with Jack. And it makes me want to, look at Jack and go, why don't you say something like, you could have had this. In fact, you kissed me and you ran away and then you went and sleep with Sawyer. You know, it's all her fault. The little thing between Jack and Juliet where he said, you know, Juliet said we should tell her and Jack said not yet. You can't do that in real life, so I'm glad it's a TV show, because you really can't do that in real life. You can't look at anybody and go, not yet, and not expect something to keep asking. Because if, it was the same situation, he was like, not yet, and then ran away, I'd be like, you're going to tell me what's going on here, because I'm not leaving. And I'd be following around, like that episode, scene of Simpsons, can we go to Mount Trashmore? Well, I forgot what it was to a park. Wow, I forgot Simpsons knowledge. Anyway, I'd be following around going, so what can I know yet? What can I know yet? What can I know yet? And then finally they'd break down and tell me. It'd be interesting. I was a little surprised that they actually told the Naomi secret that she's actually in the little beach village so soon. Lost is very known for everyone never telling anyone anything on Earth. No one tells their secret, or at least it takes up half a season to get out. I thought it would at least wait to the second to last episode of the season, or at least the last episode of the season, to, you know, go, oh, by the way, we have this girl in a tent. No, it just went spread like wildfire. They're like, oh yeah, don't tell anybody. And then someone told Saeed, and Saeed's like, oh, I'm going to have to tell Kate, because Kate just stumbled upon me with my phone. And I'm going to go tell Jack and Juliet, because I'm whiny, and I want Jack to love me, even though I haven't given him really the time of day, and I treat him like crap, too. Kate, just jump into the ocean and die. Nothing against the actress, just don't like the character of Kate. The phone is very intriguing to me because Saeed doesn't even know what to do with it, and Saeed seems to know everything. He, looks at it, and he's like, oh, that is a DVD remote. And, well, obviously he knows what a DVD remote is, but, it's something intriguing. He's like MacGyver of friggin' Lost, I swear to God. And he just, his unknowingness of what was actually going on surprised me a little bit. And I was a little disturbed by that, because I hope it doesn't give credence to the speculation this is all a time travel type thing going on here. Because I'd be sorely disappointed if it was time travel. And who made the fake plane crash? And I want to see footage. It'd be really interesting if we were in the flame. When they were showing flashbacks of the flame, they showed underwater wreckage of the plane, and we were like, oh, is that the plane crash, or is that another plane crash? And it was actually the plane crash. This better not be a time travel story. I will be very angry. I don't know what that accent was. Cindy, our stewardess from season 1, and from the tail end people in season 2 until she was whisked away by the others, is back this episode, and she told Locke that the others were waiting for him to come, basically. And he could tell that because everyone kept staring at him. I think the others are interested in him for purely scientific and maybe sort of worshipping reasons, not like religious worshipping, more because this man was paralyzed, and they all know he was paralyzed, but now he could walk again as soon as he got on the island. Benz wasn't very secretive about his plans to deal with the pregnancy issues on the island and the women who may or may not be pregnant on the beach. That being Sun and being Kate. Maybe Kate. Maybe, we don't know yet, but, her name was mentioned. The thing that intrigued me was he said we've done this before. Now, did they do it with Claire? Is that what he's making reference to, or are they talking about somebody else? I don't trust Ben, obviously. I think he plays mind games. I think he knows that Juliet may be up to no good. I don't think he trusts Juliet outright, and I don't believe he trusts Jack outright either. I think that's why he lets the tape recorder sit there in the drawer and makes it a point to show Locke where he put it, and let Locke listen to it a little bit so he can go up to somebody and say, by the way, they're going to infiltrate you. Now, if that's a part of their plan, that he knew he would do that when he got Sawyer, I don't know. Richard Albert seemed to be also the mindset that he doesn't like Ben very much, and that he is like Juliet and thinks that their time is better spent on other things. However, it makes me wonder if Richard was doing something that Ben wanted him to do by sending him off to tell the others about Juliet, or was he actually working on his own? We do look at the ruins that are probably somehow related to the big four-toed statue that we saw at the end of last season they were afraid about. Richard Alpert again showed his face and told Locke that he was embarrassed on purpose in front of everybody because Ben didn't like how everyone was starting to view him as special. I don't think a lot of people like Ben. And I think by the end of this series, we'll find that the others really don't want to deal with Ben anymore, if not this season. That they don't want to deal with Ben anymore, and they want to kind of get rid of him. I think they view Ben as weak now, because they have this guy who was totally paralyzed on one side, and he'd been in the island for maybe a minute and started to walk again, basically. And then you have Ben, who claims to be on an island his whole life, even though that's probably not true, but a majority of time, a longer period of time, and he wasn't healed from any of his ailments. He had the tumor that he had to kidnap somebody to fix for him. The island just didn't naturally heal him. So I think they view him as weak, and they started to see John as this demigod, worshiping him because the island did something for him that no one else did. I mean, God help us if they found out about Rose and how it cured her cancer. I mean, I would love that to be brought up somehow, that Rose was going to die until she came to this island, and now she's fine, and she doesn't want to go home because she is perfectly livable on this island. We also see that he doesn't know much. I don't think Ben knows everything he's saying about the island. I don't think he's this big monkey muck that he makes himself out to be. I think he's just an errand boy, a pawn in some bigger person's scheme to make him do stuff to other people. I don't know what his deal is, but I think he makes himself out more to be much more than what he actually is. And I think that Locke threatens that role in this other society. Sawyer knowing Cooper was not very surprising. I guess that at the end of the last episode. I want to know what Danielle was doing with the dynamite. What was she doing with it? I find that pretty interesting that she had to have dynamite. I wonder what it was for. I'm dying for a Danielle flashback. I think it'd be interesting to find out more about her. I think this episode also helps show that Sawyer is very human. He's not as evil. I mean, after he killed this man, he's been waiting for revenge on his entire life. He vomited afterwards. He threw up. And I don't think he was okay after it. I don't think it gave him the catharsis that he was looking for. I think he was very kind of like, that was it, and nothing really happened afterwards. I'm still not over the stuff, and this is the man who made me what I am. I'm glad they brought back the Black Rock. I wanted to know more about it. I'm glad they talked about it. And they still need to explain a lot about it, but I'm glad they brought it back because I loved the Black Rock during first season. I thought it was really cool and very mysterious. Lost news, big news. We have an end date for the series. The series will end in 2010. The next 3 seasons will be 16 episodes each. So 48 more episodes will be coming back. New episodes, 48 episodes, starting February to May, and then next February to May, and the next February to May. So 2010, there will be a total of 120 episodes, and the creators and producers and such have said that the last 5 minutes of this season finale will seal their fate as a series. They still think people will have enough interest to come back after 8 months of waiting. So next week's episode is The Man Behind the Curtain. That should be interesting, and I think that will actually help us to know who Ben may or may not be working for. So that should be quite interesting. I'll see you back next time.